All right, welcome back to the channel, everybody. I am Lady Nyca, and today we are talking about last night's episode of the 90-Day Fiancé. This is season 6, episode 2, Young and Restless, honey. Child, I tell you, this show is going to be a hot mess to me. Now, I'm going to go and apologize to you because I ain't on the camera, and I know some of y'all prefer that, but, I told y'all we entering my money season, and I'm not going to stop doing the videos, so, child, I have to come through the best way I know how to give y'all the best of me, okay? So that's what we going to do. I'll also be uploading. I'm going to try to upload throughout the day as I'm doing my other shit because we got a lot of stuff to talk about, child. I want to talk about what the internet streets been talking about this little girl that was on Dr. Phil Treasure Richards, child, that done found her, that done found out she lying about some stuff, but I told y'all that. Anyway, we will be discussing that in another video, but on this one, this is the review for the 90-Day Fiancé. Child, we open up with Colt's mom, Debbie, picking him up from work. Now, y'all, I know opposites attract, but honest to God, Larissa using Colt, and y'all know it. Anyway, she finally got her visa and will be headed to Las Vegas the next day, according to the storyline. Colt nervous, just hoping it all turns out okay. He hope that she won't be disappointed. And for him to feel that way, he knows that something's not going to work. See, that's that intuition. Women ain't the only one that have it, okay? Other people have intuition. And I always tell y'all that there is warning before fucking destruction, okay? So him being apprehensive like he is not just normal butterflies. This man know, but he's still gonna take that chance. He's just not the kind of guy a girl like her would actually choose. And I see that. Now, Miss Debbie just wants them to be happy. This is mama. But she says she a little worried about the change. Because remember, he's lived with her most of his life. Now, he said his former girlfriends have told him that Miss Debbie was a burden because they share a living space in a car together. No, it seems that Colt may be a burden somewhere because it's clear he's a mama's boy. Did y'all notice that he tried to ease in the convo about Larissa being argumentative? He know that his mama not going. He know what's coming. He know his mama, and he done peeped this girl. So he trying to tell her, she's not really argumentative, but she's passionate. I said, we shall see. Now let's talk about Jonathan and Fernanda. Now, she's still in her feelings about the underwear that was found in the home. She upset he didn't clean up. He said, "Look, in the midst of moving into this house because you wanted everything new, I didn't check. It's been there, but I didn't check." Then he's apologizing to her. Child, she all in her feels about them drawers. I said, Lord. He steady saying it's from an old girl from years ago. She don't know if she can trust him. Yes, I say to myself, you questioning if you can trust him, yet you left your home that you've never been away from to come to foreign lands. Yet you saying you afraid. No, girl, you got insecurity issues, and that's something you need to deal with. She finally calmed down, so we see. She says I see that she's just too young and too insecure to be with a 31-year-old man talking about happily ever after. Girl, go live. You wanted to come to America just like the rest is what I'm saying. Now, he may be ready, but not her. She's too insecure and immature. But we shall see, family. We shall see. We meet Steven, 20-year-old waiter, non-graduate, from Maryland. I think this child, I think he was from Maryland, child, but this child here is something else too. Now he tells us a little his backstory. First of all, he lost his father at the age of 7 to diabetes, and he got himself into a lot of trouble. Not nothing major, but enough to irritate his mama enough to kick his ass out at 16. And he admitted that he been floating between friends' houses and his grandparents' home. he admitted also that his life is just party, party, party. He met Olga on a summer vacation. She from Russia. And he said that she was the hottest girl on the beach, so they hooked up for the summer, knowing that Olga got to go back to Russia. But in their hooking up, she got pregnant. So she had to go back to Russia pregnant. They was together a month and a half, and now she's pregnant, about to deliver, and he's traveling to Russia to be there for the birth of his son. They both worried about if and when she will ever be granted a visa because of the tense relations between the U.S. and Russia currently. He's headed over there with her because he wants to be in his kid's life like his dad was there for him until he died of diabetes. He admitted he wants to be, he don't want his child to grow up with a dad like he did. So he proposed, and he's hoping that her visa will come through, but in the meantime, in between time, he's going to Russia. Keep in mind, he's never ventured away from his homeland, and he's going alone. But he's saying that he hoped that he can bring his fiancé and his son home. Before he left, he went to visit his grandmother. He told her that he wanted to name the son after his deceased dad, her son Richie. That made her emotional. He seems to be trying to grow up, and the grandparents was glad because this is a new experience where failure is just simply not an option. Then we move on over to Southern California, where we meet up again with Kalani. It's Kalani's 30th birthday, child, and Asuelo is arriving that day. Remember, she was the one that went to Samu and got pregnant by Asuelo. They got engaged, applied for the visa, and now he's coming to America. Her family has concerns because he could be just wanting to come to America, not necessarily to come there and be a husband to her or a father to their son, Oliver. Child, he gets to the LAX airport, and child, why does this man take his shirt off, shoes off, socks off, and does this dance that they do in his homeland, totally embarrassing Kalani, but I guess it was sweet. Asuelo is 23 years old, by the way, child. I just simply don't know. He gets to their Airbnb. And on the way there, he amazed at how big it is. He said, our roads is too damn wide, the building's too big. See, he ain't used to that. He used to rock floors and houses with no walls, okay? His day consists of feeding pigs, picking coconuts, and getting firewood. Now, it's a whole new world. I hope you're ready. Anyway, child, he get to her Airbnb, and he say that that's the kind of house that the prime minister stay in. I said, oh. Child, he forest people, child. He forest people. That's how they do it. The baby, once he gets in the home, wasn't ready for Oliver. Now, I guess it's a difference between seeing daddy on the screen doing Skype and seeing daddy in real life, because then the baby was not feeling him at all. Kalani hoping that the baby will adapt and Asuelo can be the partner she expects him to be. He was not used to being in America, child. Did y'all see him walk bare feet through that airport? You can tell her mama, because she was there, was a little bit apprehensive, but she trying to be decent to him. Kalani is glad, but tomorrow he has to meet with the father and the sister for dinner, and they already don't like him, basically because of the things Kalani done said about him. First of all, you went over there on a vacation, so supposedly a virgin. Let him pop the cherry, and he gave you a baby. That was against what her father was hoping that she would actually end up with. So, plus she done told the sister all this other stuff about him. See, this is why you keep your relationship mess to yourself. When you in a relationship and it's a contentious one where you and him are steady falling out or whatnots, you don't involve your family into that, because when you and him make up, the family still feel a ways. And that is part of what's going on with this family of folks. She done said a whole lot of stuff. Oh, he cheated on me. He hasn't been there for me. Now the family has already had their ideas about him, and it's going to be hard for her to really break that because you started that. I said, what a tangle web we weave. Now, Eric and Lydia, She comes to America with Alessandro, her son, and her sister Raina accompanied them to see if Eric can provide for Lydia and Alessandro. Remember, she comes from this well-to-do family in Indonesia. She tells us she wants to come to America to be a doctor and start a new life with Eric. So we see them meet up at the airport. She was glad to see him, honey. She ran into that man's arms. See, I got a little hope, a little smidgen of hope that she might be alright. But as the previews I've seen, it look like I'm about to cuss her ass out. But I'm going to give her past this video because she ain't show her ass in here. So, just be prepared. I'm going to roll with her right now. But I got my good eye on her because I seen some stuff in them previews. I know I'm going to be back down on camera cussing her the fuck out because, girl, I already want to cuss him out. Anyway, we see them gone to the car and off the bat, she panicked and wants him to put the luggage in a certain way. I said, bitch, sit down. You brought half your life with you across these damn waters. And this man has got his car ain't that damn big. Now, he got a little SUV, but girl, the thing ain't that big and y'all brought a lot of luggage, so he's putting it in the best way he can. Calm down. Then she had an issue with the fact that they were going to be spending their first few days together in Pennsylvania opposed to New York. He explained that it was cheaper. She cheap. I ain't never, that's a word she probably ain't heard too much of in her native country. Is she rich like they say she is? Or her family? Now, sister side-eyed because she don't know yet if Eric can provide for Lydia and Alessandra because Lydia is used to a certain lifestyle. He hoping that she can adjust to the way that he lives, which is not having drivers, maids, and chefs. She even asked him at one point at the Pennsylvania location that they were spending their first few days there that they need to get a live-in maid, and he basically told her, we ain't getting no maid, you know what I'm saying? In other words, I can't afford no live-in maid. Hell, how he gonna afford a live-in maid when he kicking his roommate / daughter out for you? He not paid at all, and I don't feel that this couple. I don't feel this couple because of how he willing to put his own child out on the streets for this girl and her baby that he met through the internet. So I'm not team Eric and Lydia no damn way. So however the hell this shit goes, it really ain't gonna make me much of a difference. He don't deserve for this to work because he forsaken his daughter, his family, Tasha, for this self-entitled rich chick, so she say, from Indonesia and her kid. Raina, Lydia's sister, not feeling Eric, and you can tell that, and I'm pretty much okay with it. I don't care. Now, Ashley went on over there to Montego Bay to meet with Jay to prepare him for his final step at receiving his visa, right? She worried because he's a former player. That's what she told us. Now, last week I thought she didn't care much about what he does in Jamaica because he's young. She only cares about it once he hits American soil. Ain't that what she said? Oh, okay. Well, he claiming he real and not trying to use Ashley because he has had several chances to come to America before her. Now, he's nervous. It's his final interview and it's hard according to what people have told him. But he's determined to pass so he can go back to America and be with Ashley. Then we learned Ashley ran from 2 other engagements, and I wish he would run again because I don't think this guy is all he say he is for her. I see him changing, but I could be wrong. But remember, 11 years old. She 11 years old. She 31. He 20. Okay? I guess some of it is sex because he says she can't never get enough of it, but I don't see that working out either. Now, let's go to the airport in Vegas. You know, one of them. Because Coach get to the airport, he waiting on a Larissa. She arrives, and guess what? She's still not satisfied. Now, this man done paid for you to come from Brazil to America, however much money that may be. She gets there, and instead of her being happy to see him right off the bat, she is expecting him to have shown up with flowers and chocolates. For what? Girl, he probably done paid a pretty penny to bring your ass back over here. Remember, this ain't the first flight he done paid for. First time, her ass she hadn't received her visa yet. So, That was wasted. Now he done paid for another flight, and she get there, and she expecting flowers. She even tried to make him buy some $20 flowers out of a vending machine, and he said, no, I'm paying for parking. Showing her I ain't rich either. Now, old girl had on this pleather ass little skirt with the split in it on the side and a polyester top. Now, girl, you didn't check to see how the weather in Vegas is before you arrive. I'm saying that because she complaining it's hot when they get in the car. We learned his AC don't work, and she said she think it should be. She seems to think money grows on trees because you know, just because it's America. See, she don't watch movies because this girl thinking that America is like Beverly Hills and New York and all of that she see on TV. She don't realize that it's everyday working people live working 9 to 5s, living paychecks to paychecks, or ain't got, if they ain't living paycheck to paycheck, they ain't got the kind of money she expecting him to splurge on her. So she say her goals is to get married, get her green card. Notice that, y'all, get her green card, and then buy a car with air conditioning. She wants to see the famous Las Vegas sign because Las Vegas ain't what she thought it was going to be. It don't look like it do in the movies. So he take her ass on over there to see the sign, the Hollywood strip sign, the Las Vegas strip sign, and she not impressed by it. Plus she complaining about the heat. He explained to her, girl, we is in the desert. Do y'all have deserts in Brazil? No, we do not. Okay, well, it is what it is. She ain't going to work with him. She ain't. Because I'm telling you, that girl is only there to secure her green card, and she going to put up with whatever she got to put up with him in order to get it. Again, I ain't saying she a gold digger. Okay? I'd rather grow old in a house full of cats and a goldfish before I deal with someone trying to make something fit that doesn't. This just don't match, guys. Opposites attract, but this ain't not like this. Colt may be a sweet guy, but he frumpy as fuck and he a nerd. Look, and she look like an IG model on the come up. Larissa didn't even hug him, if you recall, y'all. She hug and hold on to him like that heifer did, Lydia did for Eric. All she wanted was flowers and chocolates. As to, I don't get her. I really don't. She coming out the gate showing him who she is. I don't know why the remaining of the season he gonna act like he's so surprised because you knew what she was on Skype. And why is his damn titties bigger than hers? Lord, let me stop. I didn't come to read the man. I just feel bad because it's not going to work unless she changed a lot. She act like, she's some prize to be treasured, and I just don't get it. Oh, child. She didn't even enjoy nothing he tried to provide for her. Now, Jonathan and Fernanda, they done made that good, child. He taking her to meet some of his friends. He ain't never introduced a girlfriend to them before, so he don't know what to expect because they tend to put him in awkward situations sometimes with their conversation. But when we get there, they all welcoming, and they are, everybody, gave her a hug and greeted her well. They fed her a feast according to her. Child, they sit down to eat, and why did one of his friends mention anything about his single life days? Y'all, she is insecure as hell. She don't like any talk about his former life. She act like she want him to forget and never mention it. Now, it's not like they was mentioning old girlfriends. They just said that he does typical bachelor things still, and he's gonna have to learn better. She in her field. She don't want to know nothing about that. Girl, what about your past? I know you got when you're 19, but you got a little something going on for yourself. Then they discussed the age difference in a respectful way. All he said was he didn't know she was 19. He thought she was 21. All she had to say on that is age doesn't matter. Then they move into talk about the wall and, the child president want to build and whatnot. And they prepare her for people who will say immigrants just want to come over here to take jobs and use public assistance. She says love conquers all and people will just have their opinions. It's okay. The last story was us seeing Steven preparing to head out to Russia. His grandparents take him, and on the way there, they telling him the truth. The new baby is a lot. but you can learn. He said he growing up and getting his mindset ready to be a dad and a husband. He realizes he would, he has to do a lot of changing. His grandparents drop him off at the airport, and they admit, we got some concerns over here, cause see, he tend to, he a mess, is what they said. So next week we gonna see what happens once he arrives in Russia and how him and Olga dynamics are. We gonna finally see Larissa and Miss Debbie get into it because she's rude and entitled. We gonna see Eric begin to see that Lydia ate with the pole lifestyle, and that's pretty much what he got. And we gonna venture on over there with Fernanda and that damn Jonathan again. Jonathan sure is fine, ain't he, y'all? Oh, I don't never have no desires of the heart for the pink meat, but I ain't gonna lie and tell you one thing. I let him glow in the dark at my house. I ain't lying. He's a very handsome thing. And I really like Colt. To be honest with you, I do. I just think that Colt is out of his league. I mean, it's okay to aspire for, better, but you have to make sure that you straight. And it ain't like he coming into this thing with a supermodel body. He ain't got nobody like no Tyson Beckford. So what would make him think that a woman that looks like Larissa and carries herself like Larissa would be willing to sit down with a computer software nerd? Who? Sad part about it is he gonna hurt her feelings. She gonna hurt his feelings, and I already know it, but it is what it is. But we gonna see, y'all. That was the 90 Day Fiancé Season 6, Episode 2. I will be back down on these YT streets tomorrow. I do know that the Love and Hip Hop Hollywood is coming on today. I will watch it, but I will not upload until tomorrow. I'll also be watching the Queen Supreme Court tonight around 10 o'clock Eastern Time, color people time. Miss Sophia from the radio station, B103, gonna be on over there. So I'm gonna check that out because I know that's gonna be a riot and a half. But that's it. That's all, y'all. Remember, the depth of your struggle will determine the height of your success. In the meantime, in the between time, please remember to rate the video down below. Comment in the panty section down below. Let me know what you think about this shit. Am I wrong for giving Larissa and Lydia the total side eye? I don't know about Asuelu yet. We gonna have to work on Asuelu. I'm gonna have to check him out, cause next week her daddy gonna threaten his ass, and that's gonna be too funny to me. But I definitely can tell you, I don't like Eric and Lydia. I don't have nothing good for their relationship. I ain't wishing nothing good for that shit, because the way he doing his own child for this girl, he's starting it off wrong, so he don't deserve the happiness. Side-eye Jay. Because I don't think that he going to be who he say he is once he get over here to this free world. Fernanda too young. She ain't ready. She too insecure. She got to build some confidence about herself as a woman before she can get into a relationship with a man and try to be his wife. Because his life before you, he cannot erase. No more than you can erase yours. It is what it is. Anyway, that's it, y'all. I done stretched this out long as I possibly can. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much to all of my new subscribers. Welcome to the channel. I'm glad that you came through. I hope I can keep you entertained enough to where you want to stick around for a minute or two or three. I hope so. But be on the lookout this week for an upload to my Evolution of Nyca. This week we're going to talk about family support. Family and friends support, or the lack thereof, okay? We're going to talk about that a little bit more on that channel. Over here, I'll be continuing my reviews and my Let's Chats and my Fuck Shit Fridays. We look like by the way this week's starting out, girl, we're going to have a lot to talk about on Fuck Shit Friday. But that's it, that's all. I'll talk to you guys on the next one. Peace.